Lesson 7 homework. Draw an area model, then solve using the standard algorithm. Use arrows to match the partial products from your area model to the partial products in your algorithm. So I'm going to use this bigger space over here because these are going to be pretty large area models. So we have 273 times 346. So our area model is going to be a 3 by 3 since those are 3-digit by 3-digit numbers. I'm going to draw my area model. So we have 273. So there's the expanded form, 346. And now I'm just going to start multiplying. So I'll start in the top left-hand corner. So we have 300 times 200 is 6 with 4 zeros, which is 60,000. Then we have 300 times 70. 3 times 7 is 21 with 3 zeros, so 21,000. And 300 times 3 is 900. Then we have 40 times 200. It's equal to 8,000. 40 times 70 is equal to 2,800. And 40 times 3 is equal to 120. And our last row, we have 6 times 200 equals 1,200. 6 times 70 equals 420. And 6 times 3 equals 18. So now we need to add all of these up. So I'm going to start with the first column, or the first row, and add 60,000 plus 21,000. And we get 81,000 plus 900 would give us 81,900. So this row is 81,900. The next row, we have 8,000 plus 2,800 would be 10,800 plus 120 would be 10,920. And the last row, 1,200 plus 420 plus 18, 1,638. And our final step is to add these three numbers together. I'm starting around a room, so I'm going to go over here. So 81,900 plus 10,920 will be 92,820 plus 1,638 94,458. So now let's do the standard algorithm and see where if we can find those partial products. So we'll start with the 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 7 is 42 plus the 1 is 43. And 6 times 2 is 12 plus 4 is 16. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of what I carried. I'm done with the 6. Now I'm moving on to the 4. The 4 is in the tens place, so I add a 0 as a placeholder. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 7 is 28 plus 1 is 29. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. Get rid of what I carried. Done with the 4, onto the 3. The 3 is in the hundreds place, so now we need 2 placeholders so that we start in the hundreds place. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So here we can see where the 81,900 came from. It's right here. And where the 10,920 came from. It's right there. And the 1,638 is right there. So you can go ahead and draw your arrows. Add everything together. 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 9 is 24. Carry the 2. $94,458. So now you can see why the standard algorithm is much simpler after when you have a much larger problem, because that area model is huge and there's so much to add. All right, 273 times 306. I'm going to start my area model over here. So 273 and 306. Now there's nothing in the tens place, so we can just put a 0 there. And let's multiply. So 300 times 200 is equal to 60,000. 300 times 70 is equal to 21,000. And 300 times 3 is equal to 900. Now these are all going to be 0 times 200. They're all going to be 0. Because at any time you multiply something by 0, you get 0. So that was easy. And then the final row, 6 times 200 equals 1,200. 6 times 70 equals 420. And 6 times 3 equals 18. So we're going to add up our rows. 60,000 plus 21,000. It's 81,000 plus 900. So this is equal to 81,900. This next row will be equal to 0. And the last row is 1,638. If we add the final numbers together, so 81,900 plus 1,638 should get 83,538. And let's do the standard algorithm. So starting in the ones place, 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 1 is 43. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. So there's our 1,638. You can draw your arrow to here. And then we're done with the ones place, on to the tens place. I'm going to get rid of what I carried. Put a 0 in the placeholder, because now we're in the tens place, but it's 0 times 3 is 0, 0 times 7 is 0, 0 times 2 is 0. Done with the 0, on to the 3 in the hundreds place. So now there's 2 placeholders. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 7 is 21, carry the 2, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So there is our 81,900. You can draw your arrow. We add everything together. 83,538. All right, C. Both parts A and B have 3-digit multipliers. Why are there 3 partial products in A and only 2 in part B? Well, in A, we had 3 numbers that weren't 0. So when we have this 0 here, that turned into 2 partial products because everything added up to 0. So there really wasn't anything to add. Number 2, solve by drawing the area model and using the standard algorithm, 7,481 times 290. So we have a 4-digit, 4-digit by 3-digit number. So our area model is going to be 4 by 3 or 3 by 4. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because that's a pretty big area model. So I'm going to make it 4 by 3. And then we have 7,481. So 7,000 plus 400 plus 80 plus 1. And then we have 290. So 290 and 0. Now, I'm just going to start multiplying. So we have 200 times 7,000 will equal 14 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So 1,400,000. 200 times 400 equals 80,000. Then we have 200 times 80, which is equal to 16,000. And 200 times 1 equals 200. Then we have 90 times 7,000, which is equal to 63 with 4 zeros. We have 90 times 400 equals 36,000. 90 times 80, 7,200, and 90 times 1 equals 90. And then these are all going to be 0 because 0 times 7,000 is 0. 0 times 400 is 0, and 0 and 0 because we're multiplying by 0. So now let's start adding. So we have 1,400,000 plus 80,000 plus 16,000 then plus 200. So I'm just going to add 200 at the end of that, which would make it 1,496,200. And then the next row would be 630,000 plus 36,000 plus 7,200 plus 90 would give us 673,290. And then our final step is to add those together. So we should get 2,169,490. Let's see if that's what we get with the standard algorithm. So we would have 7,481 times 290. So 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0, 0. Done with the 0, on to the tens place. So that matches, if you want to draw your arrow, that matches over here with the zeros. Then we have 9 times 1 is, or we need to put our 0 as our placeholder. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 8 is 72. Carry the 7. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 plus 7 would be 43. Carry the 4. 9 times 7 is 63. Plus 4 is 67. So that is our 67,000. 673,290, which is right here, or the middle row. And then let's erase what we carried. Now we have done with the 9, on to the hundreds place. So 2 zeros to get us into the hundreds place. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 2 times 7 is 14. So there is our 1,496,200, which is up there, the top row. When we add them all together, we get our 2,169,490. Part B, 7,018 times 209. So it's a 4-digit by 3-digit, so I'm going to make a 4 by 3 rectangle. And we have 7,018, so 7,000 plus nothing in the hundreds place, plus 10, plus 8, 7,018 times 209. So 200, nothing in the tens place, and 9. All right, 7,000 times 200 equals 14 with 5 zeros. So 1,400,000. 200 times 0 equals 0. 200 times 10 equals 2,000. And 200 times 8 equals 1,600. Now this is all multiplying by 0. So 0 times 7,000 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 10 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. And then down below we have 9. So 9 times 7,000 equals 63 with 3 zeros. So 63,000. 9 times 0 equals 0. 9 times 10 equals 90. And 9 times 8 equals 72. Now we need to add. So 1,400,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,600 so this is going to be 1,403,600. This is going to be 0. In this row, 63,000 plus 90 plus 72 63,162, and then we just need to add those together. So we should get 1,466,762. All right, now let's do the standard algorithm. So 7,018 times 209. Start with the 9, the ones place. 9 times 8 is 2, 72. Carry the 7. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 7 is 16. Carry the 1. 9 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. And 9 times 7 is 63. So there is our 63,162, which is right here. Then we put a 0 because we're now moving on to the tens place. I'm going to get rid of what we carried so we don't get confused. And put down, I already put my 0 down, but 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. And 0 times 7 is 0. So there's where the 0 comes from. And then we're moving on to the hundreds place. So 2 zeros to get to the hundreds place. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 7 is 14. Now we need to add. So we get 1,466,162. All right. Now we get to just use the standard algorithm. So I'm going to go back to this. And we have 426 times 357. I'm going to start with the 7. 7 times 6 is 42. So put down the 2, carry the 4. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 4 is 18. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. I'm going to erase what I carried. Done with the 7, on to the 5. Put in my placeholder. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry the 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Get rid of that. Oops, I accidentally got rid of the 4. Now I'm going to put down 2 zeros because we're moving to the hundreds place. So 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. Add it all together. 9 plus 3 is 12. Plus 8 is 20. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. Plus 7 is 12. So we should get 152,082. Part B, 1,426 times 357. So starting with the 7. 7 times 6 is 42. Carry the 4. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 4 is 18. Carry the 1. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. Carry the 2. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9. Get rid of what I've carried. Done with the 7, on to the tens place. 5 times 6 is 30, carry the 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. And 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Done with the tens place, on to the hundreds. So 2 zeros now. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. And then we add 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 8 is 20. Carry the 2. 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 1 is 12, plus 7 is 19. Carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So 509,082. 426 times 307. Starting with the 7. 7 times 6 is 42. Carry the 4. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 4 is 18. Carry the 1. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. On to the 1s. Done with the 1s, on to the 10s. These are all going to be 0 because we're multiplying by 0. So 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. On to the hundreds place. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 2 plus 1 is 7. And 3 times 4 is 12. So 130,782. And 1,426 times 307. Starting with the 7. 7 times 6 is 42. Carry the 4. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 4 is 18. Carry the 1. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. And 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9. Put down my placeholder. We're in the tens place now, but it's all multiplying by 0. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0, and 0 times 1 is 0. On to the 3 in the hundreds place. So 3 times 6 is 18, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Add everything together. And we have 437,782. The Hudson Valley Renegade Stadium holds a maximum of 4,505 people. During the height of their popularity, they sold out 219 consecutive games. How many tickets were sold during the game? So 219 consecutive games with 4,505 people at each one. So we are going to multiply 4,505 times 219. Starting with the 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 0 is 0 plus 4 is 4. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. And 9 times 4 is 36 plus 4 is 40. Getting rid of what I've carried. To the tens place. Put down a 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. And 1 times 4 is 4. In the hundreds place, 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. And 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. Add everything together. 986,595. And let's not forget to label it. So that would be how many tickets were sold. Last question. One Saturday at the farmer's market, each of the 94 vendors made $502 in profit. How much profit did all vendors make that Saturday? So every single vendor made $502, and there were 94 of them. So we're going to multiply 502 times 94. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 5 is 20. On to the tens place. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry the 1. 9 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. And 9 times 5 is 45. Add everything together. And we get $47,188.